Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're here with another session of the Open Diner. Our topic today is how to find inner and outer peace. All of development aims at finding peace and homeostasis. This is why most people spend their lives dreaming about their retirement. This is why plants shift to find their place in the sun, and why animals migrate, why ecosystems shift in order to find balance, and why humanity has created different countries with different types of government and various treaties. All the parts of our bodies, including every cell, constantly work to maintain this state of homeostasis or balance, where an optimal temperature is maintained. The organs are working to keep the body healthy and functioning, etc. Successful homeostasis is vital to the survival of any living thing and all living things together. And being able to maintain homeostasis, even in adverse conditions, is one of the most important evolutionary advantages. People have evolved so much since the beginning. Our desires, technologies, processes all went through incredible changes and transformations. We built countries, governments, laws, systems, etc. However, underneath it all, we still haven't found a template to manage various relationships between different types of people. Behind these biological bodies, we have various desires that are in conflict with each other, and we don't know how to manage them. This creates all the disharmony and inner and outer wars. Therefore, despite our great evolution, our very basic need for security and inner and outer peace is compromised. We are less at peace than primitive cavemen. We are much more in conflict with each other and our environment now. In fact, thousands of people are dying in battle right now, and we are in danger of a third world war. Why is that? And how can we break out of this vicious cycle? That's what we'll talk about today. Carl?
Thank you, Linda. Yes, again, welcome everyone. This is our 99th event. So the Open Diner, we formed the Open Diner at the start of the pandemic, and in order to provide a safe and supportive environment for people to connect above any differences we have between us. We believe that true connection between us, between people, that's the answer to all of our problems. And that's why we're here every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. And I want to thank everyone for being here with us. We appreciate each and every person who comes here on Zoom. Also, those who come on, that join us on YouTube and Facebook, the viewers there. Thank you very much for coming. So we're here to facilitate, but we're all here creating this event together. So thank you for contributing your time, your good energy, and we ask that you listen to others and remain respectful. And because this is the last Thursday of the month, it's a special event. We're joined by a great live musician, our dear Susie. Susie, right now she's going to perform the first song, and during the song, we ask that you stay muted to minimize the background noise. But you can feel free to move around, dance, and let's just be together. That's important. So let's listen to Susie. Susie, take it away.
Thank you guys so much. Without Gary, I couldn't do this. He's my tech support. There are three things I do when my life falls apart. Number one, I cry my eyes out and I dry up my heart. Not until I do this will my new life start. That's the first thing that I do when my life falls apart. second thing I do is I close both of my eyes and I sing my thank yous to each and every moment of my life. I go where I know love is and let it fill me up inside, gathering new strength from sorrow. I'm glad to be alive. Oh, 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 things are looking up. I know above the clouds the sun is shining. Things are looking up. Love is still the answer. I'm relying all on three little things. Oh, 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 oh. And now the third thing I do when my world caves in is I pause and take a breath and bow, and I let that chapter end. I desire my future bright, not by where my life has been, no. And I try, 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 I try again. Yes, I try, 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 I try again. Things are looking up, and I know above the dark the sun is rising. Yes, things are looking up. I know above the clouds the sun is shining on. Things are looking up. Love is still the answer. I'm relying on these three little things. Oh, 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 oh. Yay. Thank you, guys.
Woo!
Thank you, Susie. That was amazing. Let's give Susie a great round of applause. Now let's go over some announcements and reminders, and then we'll move on to our next activity. We're trying to create a supportive environment here where we connect above any differences. Please stay on topic, no criticism, avoid politics. Reminder to mute your microphone when not speaking to minimize background noise. And if you can turn on your camera, it will allow you to fully benefit from the event. Please remember to keep your answers brief so everyone gets a chance to speak. Again, if you're joining us on Facebook or YouTube, please participate. Answer the questions in the comments, and we'll be together during this event. Carl?
Yeah, thank you, Linda. Susie, that was a beautiful song. If one little thing, if you can, your voice, if you can up the volume on your voice a little bit, it was a little low. Beautiful song, loved it. Okay, we're gonna have an icebreaker. We're gonna start out with a quick game called Where in the World. Okay, so for the most optimal experience here, you want to make sure that you're in the gallery view so you can see everyone in the screen side by side. If you're on the computer, you can click up in the right hand corner view, you click the view button and then click gallery view on the top right corner. And if you're on the phone, swipe left from the active speaker and view to display gallery view. Let's just take a moment to do that. Make sure everybody's there. Everybody good? Thumbs up. All right, cool. Okay, so what we want to do, the game's simple. We all see everybody here, all the participants, in a grid on the screen. However, on each screen, it's different for all of us. The participants are in a different order. So I will start by saying, where in the world is Roberta? And everyone will point up, down, left, right, or at an angle to point where Roberta is. and then Roberta goes. So where is Roberta? Now go ahead, Roberta. You're up.
Hello, and I'll say where I'm from. I'm from Long Island, New York. That's where I am. But where in the world is Elisa?
You got it, guys. I'm Alisa. I'm from New York. And where is Susie?
I am in Arizona and by the Colorado River, and I am so grateful to be here, and I would like to know where in the world is Rob? Yep.
Hello, my name is Rob, and I am from Wales in the United Kingdom. That's where I'm from, but I would like to know where in the world is Rono?
I'm Rona. I'm from Rotterdam in the Netherlands, and I would like to know where in the world is Paula.
Hi, everybody. I'm Paula from New York. And where in the world is Carl?
I'm Carl from Florida, and I would like to know where in the world is Ilana?
Hi, everyone. I'm Ilana from Brooklyn, New York, and I would like to know where in the world is Dan.
I'm Dan, and I'm from Canada. That's the place north of New York. And where in the world is Linda?
Hi, I'm Linda. I'm in upstate New York. And where in the world is Gary?
I'm Gary. I'm right here in South Carolina, Greenville to be exact. And where in the world is Nina?
I'm Nina. I'm from Brooklyn, New York as well. And where in the world is Alisa?
I have to change my location.
Oh, you went already.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I think that's everybody, right?
I think, yeah, I believe so.
Okay, good. There's another icebreaker. Let me see. Are we good on time? Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. I didn't, I can't see what time, but anyway.
We're okay.
I'm okay. Okay, let's start it. Okay, so now that we know each other's names, we'll play another short game called the game of associations. So I'll start by holding an imaginary ball. I'll say the first, oh, let's all unmute. All of us unmute, okay? So I'll start by holding this imaginary ball, and I'll start by saying the first word that pops into my mind. And I'll start right now. For example, orange. Okay, and I'll pass the imaginary ball to someone else on the screen. Then that person says the first word that pops into their head. Right away, the first word that pops into your head. So for example, I'll pass it to somebody and they'll say fruit. I'll say orange and they'll say fruit. And then that person passes it to someone else and they say the first word that pops into their mind. Let's see what word we end up with. So orange, Rob.
Apple, Roberta.
Fruit, Elisa.
Ocean, Rona.
Juice, Dan.
Didn't hear what Rono said. Juice?
Yeah, he said juice.
Okay, liquid. Gary.
Solid. Nina.
Ball. Susie.
I didn't hear you.
Wall.
Ball.
Wall?
Ball. Ball.
Ball.
What I'm passing.
Paul.
A ball.
With a New York accent.
The beach. Has Dan gone yet? Dan?
Send it over. Beach.
Yeah.
Volleyball. Elana.
Football. Roberta.
Sports, Linda.
Baseball, Paula.
Yankees, Gary.
Oh, Dodgers. Rono.
Car. Linda.
What was it?
Car.
Oh, car? Car. And then he called on you, Linda.
Daytona. Nina.
Arizona. Roberta.
Red. Red, the color red. Paula.
Fire truck, Carl.
Hose. Elisa.
Airplane. Dan.
Jet engine.
Airplane. Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Jet engine. Susie.
Oh, jet engine. Planes going down.
Oh, fire.
One word. What? One word.
Fire.
Fire. Yeah.
Pass the ball to somebody.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is hard. Elena. And what am I supposed to do? Fire. Yeah, fire.
Firefighters. Paula.
Fire extinguisher, Linda.
Police, Rob.
Wheel. Gary.
Circle. Nina.
Triangle. Dan.
Where?
Triangle.
That one, didn't I? Gary, get me out of that one.
Did you call me?
Yeah.
What was your word?
Gary.
Where?
Where?
Where was mine? Square.
Where?
Oh, square.
Where? Oh. Beatnik. Elisa.
Joy. Ilana.
Friends. Linda.
Love, Susie.
Heart. Oh my God. Gary. Heart.
I think we all ought to pick on Dan. Liver. Paula.
Lean, Roberta.
Chicken, Carl.
Pork. Rob.
Cow. Cow.
He throws it back.
Who'd you pick?
Came right back to you. You got to be ready.
You gotta be ready, boy.
Who did he call?
I said, I'll do it again. Cow. Carl.
Oh,
It sounds the same.
Rodeo, Roberta.
Cowboy, Linda.
Horse, Rono.
Spears, Susie.
I didn't hear the word.
Spears.
Spears? Spears? Spears. Gladiators. Gladiators. Roberta.
The movie. A movie. Okay. Elisa?
Movie. Shield. Mina.
Shield.
Shield.
Sword.
Shield.
Sword.
Protect. Sword. Okay. Take sword. if you
Gary.
like.
Sword. Gary.
Sword.
This is the last one.
Okay, good.
Funny, Gary, make it funny.
Go on, Gary.
Okay. Orange.
Hey!
Hey,
Should have
Who would have
finished
thought we would
chicken.
come up with orange?
beautiful.
Cheated.
The sword has an orange handle on it. You didn't see it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
I like that in the movie.
Okay. Or you slice the orange with the sword.
Yeah.
Orange leather, horses.
There we go. All right, now we're gonna watch a video, everyone. Let's and then after that we'll go to the roundtable discussion.
Everybody mute.
Peace is something that each of us instinctively searches for our entire lives, and in each and every moment, we're looking for a measure of peace.
Open warfare rages through the streets of the city. 3,000 Union pickets travel 700 miles.
There's nothing in life more gratifying than when different, even opposing, disparate things finally come together and make sense. Like when the different players of an orchestra practice their parts disharmoniously, but then finally burst out into symphonic song. Or when there's a war and the opposing parts finally make their peace. Or when different colors come together to make a beautiful picture, or different ingredients, exotic ingredients combine to make a tasty dish. And what is romance? It's when there's a delta between two opposing parts that are different, but this different other person wants to connect with me above the difference. So the peace between disparate, different parts at many different levels of reality is a sublime thing. We ourselves are the accumulation and combination of a variety of unfelt forces that are both internal and external, that if they combine in a proper way, meaning if there's peace between them, a homeostasis between them, we feel good. We feel a sensation of peacefulness and goodness. And if they're in an incorrect combination of these forces, we feel that we're shrouded in darkness, that our life is bleak. So in order to reach at least some measure of inner peace, people try various somewhat artificial methods to sort of balance all of the different forces that swing us in different directions. And we sort of intuitively understand from the get-go that we won't be able to balance and create peace out of all of the forces of reality, meaning all of my external reality, the factors that are causing chaos throughout the world, and the internal forces that are constantly warring within me. We're not going to be able to balance out all of the parts of the symphony at once. So people try various methods to kind of isolate one variable out of the whole lot and create a kind of separate piece. So we go on vacation to isolate work from the equation, or we go up to the mountains to isolate ourselves from the society part of the equation. Or we close our eyes and meditate to eliminate the whole reality that usually pressures me. Part of what creates the lack of peace is things in the reality that are chaotic and bothersome. And partly it's inside. So some people use drugs to numb this part of the disharmonious symphony and simply not deal with it for a while.
With LSD, the user believes he is discovering inner truth, that he is making a pilgrimage to the soul, that he has achieved unity with the universe.
But by any of these methods, we soon after realize that all of those elements that were giving us a feeling of lack of peace are alive and kicking. And that little bit of peace that we attain slips through our fingers like sand. Sometimes we even try to increase our peace by eliminating certain qualities from our lives. Certain people, for example. You or someone you know has probably tried to stop being in relationships with certain kinds of people. And what we often find is that we again and again end up with the same type of people in our lives. They somehow keep coming back into our experience in new forms, in new clothings, like in some kind of sci-fi movie.
Lucille, look! He's here.
Who's here?
The man from Mars.
Mars?
Yes. Yes, that's who it is.
Now, the predominant method of trying to attain peace, and it's most widespread because it's almost totally unconscious, is a kind of adult version of, if I can't see the danger, it doesn't exist. We feel we are powerless. Like when I'm on a subway car and for some reason or another, some kind of menacing air starts to fill the car and I start to feel unsafe. But I tell myself it's okay. But in whatever situation we're in life, we're all seeking peace. This is why most people spend half their lives dreaming about their retirement, a time when they would rid themselves of the boss, the society, and various pressures. In fact, this is what all personal and collective development is for. It's about reaching peace, equilibrium, homeostasis. This is why we climbed down from the trees, went into the caves, moved into villages, then into cities, created nations, tried different forms of government in order to create peace between all of the different kind of warring factors. This is why atoms settle into the molecules that they do, why plants shift to find their place in the sun, why animals migrate from here to there, why ecosystems are altogether shifting until they find their balance, and why humanity has created various countries and treaties between countries and different kinds of governments shifting back and forth. But at the human level, we have not yet found a template by which to manage the relationships between all kinds of different people, behind the biological bodies of which really stand desires. We don't know how to organize, correctly manage, and find balance among these desires of human beings. And that's why it feels that humanity and individuals are going away from peace rather than coming closer to it. Carl Sagan once said about the nuclear arms race that it was like two people standing in a room full of gasoline and one bragging to the other that I have 9,000 matches and you only have 6,000. Today, in addition to the 3,500 active nuclear warheads we're aware of, we don't know which nefarious characters or nations have also obtained them. This is why several experts on world affairs are predicting that we will have a war, that it will be a world war, and that this war will be nuclear. And of course, when we hear about things that are going on in the world that are unpeaceful and kind of make us feel out of balance, we tell ourselves, just like we do in the subway car that feels menacing, we tell ourselves, it'll be okay. But it's still there in our subconscious, which is the greater part of the iceberg that is the human psyche. And actually, because humanity is all connected as part of a single system, what's going on in the world affects us at some deeper level, no matter whether we are up on some mountaintop on the plains of Wyoming or even on some isolated island. We feel it weighing on us on some level. There's a parable about a guy who's falling from the 10th floor of a building. And as he passes the 5th floor, someone says, "Hey, how's it going?" And he says, "I'm doing fine for now." And this is kind of how everyone is trying to be, from newscasters to world leaders to ordinary people. But for us to really be fine, for there to be a good future in front of us, both personally and as humanity, there has to be a promising, satisfying future that lies ahead. Dissatisfaction with the state of things engenders disharmony and upheaval.
From the abundance of equatorial jungles to the barrenness of great mountain ranges, the future offers great promise. They will carry a life stream of minerals and other natural resources to the thriving industries of tomorrow.
So check inside yourself. How are you doing? To what extent do you feel yourself wending away towards an optimistic, bright, good future? To what extent do you think that the rest of humanity is going towards such a future? And to what extent do you think that your individual future and that of the rest of humanity have become intertwined? Is it possible to have individual peace, a private, separate peace that is separate from the rest of humanity? And do we see peace in the world that we see before us today? Do we see that as even a remote possibility? Well, there is a method by which peace can be made right in the middle of all of the chaos that is unfolding around us. I'm not talking about making more treaties between countries or escaping to some inner world where I don't perceive any of the problems that are really going on still. This method, called the wisdom of Kabbalah, makes peace among all of the forces of reality from the center point of reality, from this point that stands between my inner world and the external world around me. We always thought it's either this or that. It's either I go out into the world like a humanitarian and start reforming the world and making it more peaceful, or I step back from it and I find inner peace, a separate peace. But this is like not using all the parts of the symphony, where some of the players remain in disbalance with the rest or not playing and contributing at all. But that's an incomplete, not rich, not full kind of peace. So in this series, we'll preview the method by which any person can achieve balance, peace with all of the reality around you, an all-inclusive peace that harmonizes all of the forces, both internal and external.
Wow, what a great video, huh? That's part of an amazing series, and we'll continue to watch this series in future events, and we'll post the link here in the chat for you. Now we'll move on to a round discussion, and let's go over the etiquette rules. We need to have a harmonious environment. Everyone is equal. And very important, we're building a space of support, love, care, and warmth. We go around the table and speak briefly and on topic. Speak briefly so everybody gets a chance. We listen attentively, listen to what other people are saying. It might influence what you've got to say. And there are no right or wrong answers. The truth is in the center of our connection. So remember, turn your cameras on. And the first question is, do you believe peace in the world is a possibility? Please explain. do you believe peace in the world is a possibility? Gary?
Oh boy, I get to go first. I think it is a possibility. I think ultimately we will get there. I think it's inevitable. But I think the world will have to go through great pressures. I think society will have to go through great pressures before we get there and people realize that we can't go on living the way that we're living. We can't go on living with this conflict, with this turmoil, with this, it's too much to live with. And I think people are eventually going to come to the point to where they say, I accept the others the same way they accept me. Yeah.
Great. Susie?
Well, I would probably say, let there be peace within, but let it begin with me. Because we want peace out there, but if there's conflict in here, we deal with this and that'll get better. Thank you.
Very true. Rob?
Yes, I do believe that peace in the world is possible. What an awesome video. There's the method right there. If we can educate people with that method that the video was talking about, that'll bring peace in the world. It's going to take a lot of work because we've all got huge egos. But yeah, I do believe that it is possible. Nina, please. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, Nina. I got it right the first time.
I think it's inevitable. Peace in the world. I think that we can't really continue the way that we're living at the moment. And sooner or later, people will come to that realization that we need to change and we need to fix our broken relationships, starting with immediate friends and family, and between countries, and so on, because otherwise the world is going to be extinct. We have no other choice. So it's just a matter of time. How long will it take us to get there?
Dan?
I agree with what everyone said, that it's inevitable. All of our problems now will be on a global level. So that started with the first financial crisis or whatever in COVID. They'll all be global because the entire world is all wrapped together. It's all interconnected, from trade to finance to healthcare to where you get your food. It's all interconnected. This little thing, big thing in Ukraine will cause price spikes and inflation and all kinds of wonderful stuff. It just doesn't matter what form it comes in. It's going to come in many forms, but we're all connected together. And if there's problems in one part of the world, then we're all going to feel it. And through that, we can achieve it that way. Or I think what everybody's saying too is like, we can kind of spearhead that, and we can, it's kind of our choice, right? We can kind of take the other route and take the short path to it. But either way, it's all the same outcome. We'll realize that we really do need each other. We have lots of challenges. You won't be able to get through it as an island. And sorry, Linda, back to you.
Thanks, Dan. Paula?
I hope so. I think there's a long way to go. There's just a lot depending on it. I don't know that I will ever see it in my lifetime, or how long it's going to take, or I hope it's a possibility, but I really don't know. I would love that though. I hope so.
Yeah. Rono?
I would also love for Paula to be able to see it in her lifetime. Yeah, of course, peace is achievable. every day nature is showing us exactly how it's achieved, what laws we have to follow in order to get there. We just have to learn it. Everywhere in nature where humans' influence is absent is in complete harmony. You put a few humans there, and then all kinds of havoc start happening. So we're learning, but we better get there soon.
Yep, thanks, Ronald. Elana?
Yeah, nature is really a great example for how peace is possible. And we really, in order to achieve peace, and since we are connected, as some of you said, and today the world is global, we probably all know that we need to think a little more about the other, not just the close one other, also the far one, because whatever happens in any place influences me and vice versa. So we really need to start thinking about other people and how whatever I do, whatever I think, how it influences. I mean, we need to start from ourselves. We can't start from big movements. We need to start from ourselves.
Yep, thanks, Alana. Lisa?
Yeah, I definitely think that peace is achievable. Yeah, and like you all said, how long it will take for humanity. But I think right now, we, as you all said, we're so interconnected that and this what's happening right now in the world in one country affects everyone. And I think everyone realizes that there is no winner in the war, and we have to stop this not even stupid, this dangerous, awful game, and start think how to prevent this, and start from ourselves and start from the education. We taught so many different things and, bombarded with knowledge and everything, but we don't know basic things, how to start, resolve conflicts between us, starting from kindergarten, and further on, because the conflicts are escalating. And that's how we will understand how we can live in peace and harmony everywhere in the world.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa. Yeah, we got to start with ourselves, I believe. We have such big egos, and we always want, gimme, gimme, gimme. And so we're not even thinking of other people. So we need to start with ourselves and correct ourselves before we can have peace with other people. And yeah, if you have inner peace, you can bring peace to others. Carl?
Thanks, Linda. Yeah, it's not only really believing. Well, there's that saying, seeing is believing, and then there's also the saying, believing is seeing. And it's not so much cliche like that. It's actually, consciously, like was in the video, like we consciously have to really yearn for that and really want peace in the world. And I definitely believe it's possible, because we have, people like us right here who are going for it every Thursday night. There's people who are consciously going for it. So I definitely believe there will be peace in the world. And the more wars and disorder and disharmony we see, I think that'll just push people like us further and further towards really wanting peace in the world and really striving for it.
Yeah, good point. Roberta?
I think it's possible. I think there's things like you guys are saying about the body. I think Rano said it, nature. We don't see how the body moves, how nature moves, and it's all connected. And I think collectively, people like in the video said want peace. And I think when we start feeling it and truly wanting it inside, it collectively, something's changing. You see it even in the world today. All these countries are coming together. For Ukraine, let's say, I know we're not talking politics, but collectively something is changing. People want peace. People don't want war. And it's coming out financially with the countries that are all doing all kind of things. But it comes from the inside of us. And I think everybody wants it. And now people are speaking about it. We were never taught these things in our life. We see that if there's a conflict, we argue, we fight. And then we argue, we fight again, and it goes on and on. But I think there's a point where we're seeing we're hurting ourselves. And when that really hits a point that I want change, and you see other people now speaking, I want change too. And I think it's going to come out. There's a different paradigm that's shifting in the humanity at this point. It's called like the golden age, they say. Started in 2012. And collectively, I think we're all changing. There's a higher force helping us also. So peace is definitely possible, and it's on the way. That's for sure. And if I could, Linda, I'd like to add something from Facebook. I see we have some friends that actually added. We have Sippy. She wrote, yes, sure, it's possible. It's not easy, but it's our goal. All of us together, raising above all differences between us, and see the goal, the peace, as the most important thing, that only if we unite together, we can reach it. So thank you, Sippy, for responding on Facebook. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I guess everybody agrees we will have it eventually. Maybe not in our lifetime, but it'll be here. Okay, our second question is, to what extent is your inner peace separate or intertwined with peace in the world? Gary?
Oh, that's a tough one. I think there's definitely a connection between our inner peace and peace in the world. I think Linda was saying this, that we have to find the peace within ourselves, and that will affect peace in the world. If we have conflict in ourselves, we'll never resolve anything. I think we have to have peace with who we are, and we have to have peace with who other people are, and accept that. Right now, people don't accept each other. They want to destroy anybody who is different. But I think the inner peace is definitely connected to creating world peace.
Okay, good. Susie?
I'm still at let there be peace within, because I'm serious. If I work at being okay with me, I know that that is helping the universe and all the rest of the stuff on the planet that's not good. And if I work on that stuff, then I know it's helping me. So yeah, let there be peace within, but let it begin with me.
Okay, great. Rob?
Yeah, absolutely, Susie. I do believe that it has everything to do with my inner state. Have you ever walked into an environment like a waiting room or a meeting, and everyone's sitting there waiting and twiddling their thumbs, and then all you have to do is smile, and then everyone else in the room smiles. If you start a positive conversation, a joyful conversation, before you know it, everyone's talking joyfully. That tells me that the way that I am inside affects those around me. So, yeah, I believe strongly that it all begins, as Susie says, with me. If I can heal myself within, then that healing will spread to those around me and eventually into the world.
Yeah, great. Nina?
Yeah, and it's also it also works the other way around. I think we learned that during COVID. I mean, I can sit in a lotus position, but if and try to attain peace. But if the whole world is sick with COVID, affects me as well, you know, and we all felt that when we were locked inside our apartments, our houses, and to what extent, how quickly it spread all over the world. And I think it's one and the same, peace in the world and peace, internal peace. I can try to block one out, but at the end of the day, I am a product of the world, and I live in this world. So I agree that change has to start from within, though. We have to start from ourselves.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to go to Jacob now. He just got on here and he's got his hand raised. And Jacob, the question is, to what extent is your inner peace separate or intertwined with peace in the world?
Well, the inner and the outer is one movement. So if I am confused, if I am disorderly, if I'm full of contradictions, then all my actions, no matter what my intention is contributing, right, to the chaos, to the disorder, confusion of the world. So am I aware, right? So I ask myself, is there an iota, right, of fear, anxiety, mental disturbance in me? Because if there is, I see the fact that everything I do is adding, contributing, right? Is part of the disorder, the conflict, the violence, the agony, the misery of the world, right? So am I aware of that? Therefore, now being aware of that, there's a sense of urgency, right? A sense of demand that, right? That this conflict, this inner battle within myself must come to an end now, right? Not later, because in the meantime, I'm adding, contributing to the violence. There is no love, there is no peace. There's only what the me imagines, what thought imagines is peace, which is a limitation and imitation of the true peace, right? So can I just be aware of that fact? In the very awareness, it's like a burning flame that wipes away anything that's false, right?
Thank you, Jacob. We're just
if I don't
gonna
run,
have
if
to
I don't
move on.
hide.
We have time limits here.
Okay.
Dan, I think you're next.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I think they're completely linked together. I think the state of the world is just a reflection of our relationships between one another, our inner, how we feel about one another internally. Yeah.
Paula?
I think, like others have said, everything we do affects everybody and everything around us, and vice versa.
Yeah. Rono?
Yeah, it's anything that happens in the world affects us. That's for sure. You know, we all feel that there's a war in the other side of the world, and you know, it puts us in a state of unease all the time, or even fear the closer you are from it. But the opposite also is the same, because if I'm not at peace, then it's going to be hard for me to radiate, for example, happiness around me. So people will start feeling it, and you know, they are connected, and we have to understand that if an entire neighborhood is happy, then that's a neighborhood that's, you know, always help everyone, even though they are going through some tough time, be able to overcome it quickly.
Okay. Elana?
Yeah, I definitely think that inner peace and peace in the world are connected. I mean, my inner peace, there's a lot of like me, like I don't know how many billion people who have of me's that influence, that have inner peace or not inner peace. And most of them probably have don't have this inner peace. There's a lot of problems that people have, and that caused by other people and by different situations that they get into. So we influence each other, and we bring all this stress and whatever comes out of it to not to the opposite of world peace. So it's all connected. Like we can't have one without the other, and vice versa.
Yeah. Elisa?
I don't know what to add. You said everything, and you know, it's just like in the family. If one is, you know, agitated or unhappy, you know, the entire family is unhappy. And since we're so connected now in the world, that you know, this, you know, everyone affects everyone in the same, you know, so it is like a wildfire that starts from one person and goes, you know, and catches in a neighborhood and in the country, and then you know, all over the world, it's unsettled, and conflicts arise, you know. So let's start from each other, and awareness of how we affect each other.
Yep. Thank you, Elisa. Well, unfortunately, we've run out of time here. So we're going to go on to the dessert. Carl?
Yeah, thank you. That was a great discussion. We're going to have Susie. She's going to perform her second song for us. So let's sit back, let's relax, move to the music if you like, and remember to stay muted, please, so there's no background noise. Susie, please.
Thank you, Carl. I turned up my voice. I hope you can hear the words. They're so cool. I love being here with you guys. Thank you so much for this. The question is why? Why are we here? To say our hellos and goodbyes and then disappear. Oh, this beautiful life. What is it for? To learn how to master peace or master war. There's only one answer that matters. Even if your heart has been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. Love is still the answer. Oh, oh, love, 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 love. Oh, love, love, love. Oh, we all make mistakes. No, we're not perfect yet. I don't think God made us all from an accident. And the question that sits on everyone's lips is why should I pick myself up and start over again? There's only one answer that matters, even if your heart has been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. Oh, love is still the answer. Oh, love, 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 love. Love is still the answer. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Susie. That was beautiful. We'd like you to follow us on Facebook, Meetup, YouTube. Click, like, subscribe. And we have the new podcast, Open Diner Podcast. And more importantly, share with friends. You know, tell other people to join us that you think they'd like it. And even if you think they wouldn't like it, they might like it. So spread the word, and don't forget to rate us 5 stars. Carl?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, everyone. We're going to meet next Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's going to be a very special event because it's going to be our 100th event. So we're not going to talk about anything serious. We want to celebrate together by playing games and doing various fun activities. So don't miss it. RSVP right now. The invite is on Facebook and Meetup. Please follow, subscribe, and you'll be notified about all our events. We hope to see you next Thursday. Bring your friends. And if you think, bring your friends if you think they can benefit from the event. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for our wonderful musician, Susie. I love that song. You're a beautiful musician. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Please continue to join us every week, everyone. Mwah.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Susie. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Susie.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
See you next Thursday.
Thanks, everybody.
Great week.
Love this
Thank
group.
you.
It was wonderful, Susie.
Thank you. Amazing job, Susie. Love you.
Thank you, guys. Love you so much.
Thank you, Susie.
Bye-bye.